Greetings, fellow mayors. This is Captain Obvious, and welcome back to the Masterclass series for new and veteran players to help improve their city building and city management skills. And we've returned to Hanami Bay, and to recap the previous episode, in this area, this was a huge empty lot, but now we filled it in with some residential, mostly residential, in order to increase our population. And I used the mid-rise emerging downtown content creator packs. So as you can see, as I filled it in, it is blending in quite nicely with the city. So this whole area here are all mid-rise emerging downtown buildings, and what it does is it accentuates the high-rise buildings that we have here. So this whole city, the theme is mostly low density or low rise buildings to mid-rise buildings, which accentuates the high-rise structures. So I really am enjoying this format. This is my first time using this content creator pack, and of course we kind of broke the grid part by adding in some other structures. So for instance, this is our multi-level metro hub, and we have our service buildings right here, and of course we have our transportation stop that we need to decorate. And in order to further break kind of like the grid pattern, I added in a tiny lake here just to add a small park. We also have a small park there, and on this end, since this is a little corner, I've added in a much larger structure. This is a unique factory, and it is squared, which is very similar to the theme that we have. So I am really enjoying this build. However, there is a problem with the emerging downtown uh, commercial areas, and what I notice is this. So you see what's happening is people or the buildings are abandoning. So as you can see, oops, I'm not clicking on it properly. So that this is why I don't play shooter games. So yeah, so you see a lot of abandoned buildings here, but why are they abandoning? So you can see there's not enough educated workers. So these buildings require a lot of high educated citizens. So we need a higher education. Whereas compared to what my favorite commercial buildings is local and organic produce, which requires no highly educated citizens. So this is very, very easy to fill in, and you don't get to see issues in the city. So if you look at the rest of the map, there is nobody complaining of anything. It's only this because this is new. And if we check our education tab, you can see that we have a lot of people eligible, but it seems that because we are zoning so much of these emerging downtown commercial buildings, we will need to increase our education. So that is our goal for today. And with that, I am also going to plan to fill in this area. So when you are looking at my city or any other content creator, you're gonna have to try to guess or plan on how would you fill in that area and what would you fill it in. So for instance, this one, how do you fill this in? It's just a strip line here. Like, how do you fill that? And also this area and this area. And I am going to show you how I do that with this. So first, I want to fix some road structures before I start filling it in. So first, I'm going to relocate this. I'll just put it here for the meantime. And I'm also going to relocate this as well, since I'm doing relocations. Okay, that is good enough. And for here, I want to convert this into a roundabout. So let us proceed to do that. Okay, now that we have that in, I am happy with this. I am going to go ahead and finish or add in our school areas, and I will place it right here. This is a very, very tight spot, but we're gonna see what we can do and fit in the most efficient structures possible. Okay, so when it comes to schools, the best ones or the most with the high capacity are these ones. These come from the pedestrian DLC. I forgot what it's called. It comes from this. Yeah, it is a pedestrian DLC. I'm not sure what the actual name is. My apologies, but it does come from there. So I'm gonna be utilizing this. For instance, a high capacity high school has 2,400 population, and this elementary school has 800 compared to the generic ones, which are like 300, and the generic high schools are like 1,000, and then you could also notice the upkeep is much more efficient as well. So these are probably the best types when it comes to compact school areas. So I'm going to be utilizing this. However, I will also try to mix in other structures. For instance, this one, I'm going to put in the community school just to make it look a little different. And also this one, the creative arts, Institute of Creative Arts. So I'm gonna plop that in right now, and I'm also gonna put in this one, given a little space, so we have our little front there. And now all I need to do is fill in the back area. So towards the back, let's just add in more roads, and we're gonna try to design it in a way where it is kind of centered here in the middle. So I'm gonna try to put this here. Yeah, this looks like a good spot, and I just need to add a little space. So now that I see it, I just need to wait. Let me just extend this further. I need a road here. I could actually connect it there, but let's not do that. So I'm gonna put this here. So this is perfect because it has like a little spot there in the middle. And actually, no, I need to pull it a little further back. My mistake. Okay, there we are. There we are. So now we have a little pathway area there, and for this, I think we can squeeze in one of the smaller schools. There we go. Yep, that works. And on this end, maybe like let's try to squeeze in this. Oh, that is perfect actually, or nearly perfect. It does ruin that one space, so I think I do need to push it just one more step. Coincidentally or ironically, the previous size was actually perfect, so yeah, this one. Okay, then we squeeze in this building. Okay, so we have space for one tiny one there, and we have another large space here for something. Let's try to add one more building on this end. I believe that tiny one could also fit, which is the elementary school. Yep, we could even push it a little further back. I think this is perfect. Could reduce the length of the road just as long as the actual building itself. Then here, I think instead of more structures, we're gonna add in a stadium of what will fit. Let's try to find one that fits in here. So this fits nicely, actually. I like it. I could try to reduce the distance. Just yep. Okay. It is considered connected, so I am going to take that, and from here I am going to delete this because I don't actually like to have four-way intersections, and instead I am going to create a new route here and then connect it there. Okay, that's I am happy with this layout. Let's go ahead and proceed to zone the area. And boom, we are now a metropolis. We've reached the metropolis milestone, and the last one is the megalopolis. So that is at around 80,000 population. And so eventually, since we added in more schools, education will kick in. It'll take a little while for it to take effect. So for now, we just need to be patient, and that will just give us time to continue filling in the empty areas such as this. So this I have no choice but to use move it mod just to scoot this ever so slightly. So you notice this, there's a lot of vehicles coming out from here. So this is the outside connection intercity train station. So a lot of more, I suppose, visitors or tourists are coming in. They are nature tourists. So it's going to cause a lot of traffic here. So what I'm going to do instead is I am going to convert this road into a pedestrian area. We're going to use, let's say, this one or this one. Yep, that works for me. So now I think I could make it even up to here, right? And the last thing we need to do, because right now it's not working, you need to make this into a pedestrian area. Otherwise you can't attach buildings onto it. Okay, so this is all we need. And what it will also require is a garbage building. So if I click on this, okay, here on the pedestrian area tab, we will need to add in a small pedestrian area service point. So this will collect garbage truck and cargo. So I'm gonna place it right over here. And with this little spot, let's see, I think we can squeeze in. No, we can't squeeze in that one. Let's try this. Yep, this one fits. However, it does seep through. Let's see. Oh, no, it doesn't. Not that much. Okay, so this is going to be a keeper. And all I need to do now is just to decorate this area. Okay, so let's go ahead and plant trees. Find the trees that are similar to this. So these are alder trees over here. So I'm just gonna plant a few to make it similar. And this end has a different format of trees. Oh, and of course, this one here, I like to use this. And yep, let me just go ahead and continue to plant trees on this end. Okay, I believe that works. We could also decorate this in the middle. Let's see what we can do. Okay, there we are. So slowly yet surely, all of the abandoned buildings are going to disappear, and we are no longer going to have this not enough educated workers. So this is a nice fill-in. So if we check out our school requirements, despite the fact that this is lower, as soon as the elementary students graduate, this will spike up. So we will have no issue there. So now I will just have to fill in this area. So how do we go about this? So first, I need to determine a way to enter here and go into this area. So there are two things that I need to do. One is a road that goes over here, but not necessarily onto the track. So I need to elevate the track, and I need to be able to go to this side of the map. So I'm going to be using this. I'm going to pull this back, and then we're going to create a road going through. So another puzzle that we have is how to like fill in all the way to that area. However, the problem is this kind of goes into a slope, so we can't really build there. But how do we fill in all the way here? First time we fix this, this is sloping down for some reason. Okay, so now that this is fixed, the height here is good. I just need to kind of fix the slope for this. There we are. And now I just need a building that can go all the way here. Let's see if we have a structure. Let's check the unique factories if there's any left. Ah, this thing. Modular house factory. Ooh, this is perfect. Look at that. Fits. Yeah, it is perfect. So it takes up a lot of space there. Just close enough to this. I can just clean this up ever so slightly. Yeah, looks good. And we have this area to fill in, and also here. Let's see what we can place in. Let's try to squeeze this building. This works, however, it seeps through there, so maybe I need to move it up just so slightly. Let's make it about maybe maybe about here. This looks like a fair enough distance. Yep, that is perfect. We have enough space there. We can plant our trees themed here. And on this end, I can place in this garbage facility and our bus depot. For this side, I'm just going to keep that open. I'm not sure what to place in it. So this, all we need to do is just create a zone type. Oh, hold on. So I was going to finish this here, but I did say that we need to be able to go across without making a bridge. So I think I want to move this over. So let's take the nodes of this and just pull it down. Maybe up to there, I'm not exactly sure, but what I do know is I want to extend this, so we're gonna make this elevated. Let's make sure we're using the right type of road. I'm gonna upgrade it to this road, however. Okay, there we are. So we have our little path going down here. Yep, this is the way that's gonna go in. However, this is a four-way. I'm gonna have to figure out how to. I think I'll just make this go a little further out. And while I'm here, I might as well kind of finalize our design on this end. So we're gonna try to fit in more unique factories. So we're gonna use them all as much as possible. So we have a few more these things, but these are a little too big. But I think there are a few more that is not utilized, such as these two. Yeah, so let's try to squeeze them in. Then from here, I'm gonna use a different zone type. So I'm gonna zone this into, let's see, this one, the industrial zone. However, I am going to change this into, where is that? Industrial evolution. So it's going to be a different type of structure. So I'm trying to experiment with how it will look like into this city build. So we have a variety of things and we get to see what works and what doesn't work. And here I already have the emerging downtown zoned in. So all I need to do is to just fill it in. I'm only gonna fill in this side, not here, because I haven't really decided what to do with that yet. So with that said, I'm just going to zone. And let's not forget to spike up the production rate to get maximum profit. All right, everything seems to be going well. We have some traffic here, but that is fine. I believe it might be traffic light. No, it's not. I mean, it's just tiny hiccups. It appears to be tolerable, so we are fine. And this is building, so everything is flatlining slowly and surely. And as you can see, the abandons are slowly dissipating, so it is doing well. Let me look. So our format here is having our trees, so I'm gonna try to plant them here and see if it we have our format straight. Okay, so far so good. We have our vehicles going through here. They're going to the cargo station. This also has a path there because there was no way for vehicles to return, but now we do. We only have tiny hiccup of traffic here, but eventually it does dissipate. I could solve it by just making it into a one direction road. So for example, if I did this, make it only going outward, therefore all the vehicles here will have to go all the way around, go through this way in order to access that. And that should help reduce the amount of traffic. Yep, there you go. So it is now flowing much more smoothly, but of course it moves the traffic on this end. But I do also know how to fix it because everything from here is just seeping through this end. They're not going through this because it's too far away. So eventually all I need to do is create this and make it connect here. I mean, I know there's a lot of highway, but that's because I can't unlock this tile. I have no plans of unlocking this tile. Therefore, I need to create my own highway here. And yep, that should fix the traffic here eventually. So let's see. Let's just go ahead and fill in the gaps with by planting trees. And as you can see, our emerging downtown theme is doing quite nicely, and it is blending in with all of these squared structures. But before they level up, I actually want to make this into historical. I don't want it to change the building model. I want to keep it as level 1 or to level 2. I don't want it to become level 3 like this. It looks more like a house. So yeah, let's try to stop that from happening. So this is good. Let's see what else do I need to fill in. This part, our station here. So let's clean this up. Okay, now let's just decorate this front right here. So this is a disaster response airbase. So a lot of this has a lot of helicopters actually. Everything here is helicopters. This is the police helicopter depot. This is the medical helicopter depot, fire helicopter depot, and disaster response uh, depot. So let's design the front, and that should be it for this area. Okay, that is good. And the last thing that we need to add is transportation within this area. So I'm going to add in bus stops. And so as you can see, each area has a bus station. Oh, this part I did not make any. I'm gonna have to plan that out perhaps in another episode, but for now all I need to do is just add on this end. And we just need a return loop, and that should wrap this one up. And while we're here, let's go ahead and change the model. So they are the last two stations. So I just click on it. And let's change the building model or the vehicle model. Let's make it into the double decker. Yeah, I like this one. And we're gonna apply that to the last bus vehicle. Okay, there we go. So now, if you take a look of how we filled it in, we added in a campus here, filled in this area. Look at that. It looks, yeah, it blends in nicely. Also this end, we appear to have some traffic for some reason. I guess it's just heading in. Oh, it's the bus. And probably more, but it always takes a while for the game to kind of configure itself. Yeah, so the buses are returning because I changed the model. But yeah, nevertheless, yeah, that's how I filled it in. Let's check our education. Yep, high school. See how this went up a little bit because some of the students graduated, then they went to the university. So this fluctuates, but nevertheless, all we need to do is just add more schools elsewhere. But yeah, this is a pretty neat way of filling in that spot. Let's check our traffic flow. We're at 90 still, most of the traffic here. And again, I have a possible solution on how to fix this, and that is by utilizing this highway.